Well, I see Carrie here. Hello, Carrie. This is just a quick pop-up. I don't even know how long I'll get to stay here before something will pop up and I'll have to go. Carrie here. Hello, Carrie. Have feedback on myself. Well, Carrie, you say you didn't freeze out last night? I worried about you. Yeah, I was worried about Carrie too, with it being cold in her apartment. She says she's okay. She made it. Bad windy. Did you ever find your little heater? We were worried about you. Hello, Gladys. You know, that little calf is still making it. But I tell you what, we're under an ice storm warning right now, so it's going to be back there with the big herd. But what's it been? 3 or 4 days now, and it's still made it. Terry's been calling him little tough because he must be a tough little sucker to still be making it. Hello, Francis. Hello, Marla. Hello, Carol. Later on tonight, it's supposed to be freezing rain and sleet here. Don't know if the power will stay on or not. I guess that could go either way. And I'm Jean Thomas. Let's see. Get it up there. We got down to 5 this morning at 5:55 in Northeast Alabama. And Alabama's like here. That's not normal temperatures for us. It is a miracle, Teresa, that little calf's made it. Hello, Maureen. Hello, Christy Boyer. That's Kathy Wade. I posted the link. Somebody come up here and chat with me. Come on, Carrie. Come on, Kathy Wade. Y'all don't tell Sheila Gage, but I lost my needle for a little while last night. And I finally found it. I had the flashlight looking all over the floor, and I finally found it. This quilt I've had started for a while, hemming it, and it's part of the way done. I just thought it might be a good time to finish it. There's Carrie. Did you get cold last night?
Nope.
No?
About 12:30, the wind stopped. So I was warm.
And good to hear someone pronounce my name correctly. You know, the Southern Imogene. She passed away, but I had a cousin named Imogene. She died young in a car accident, but her name was Imogene and spelled it the same way as yours. I was commenting to that. Sorry, Carrie.
That's okay. I had an uncle who was died young.
Mm-hmm.
He had MS, and also he found out he had cancer. He died sometime in February, back in 1966. I was born April 1966.
Yeah. Well, my cousin, she died in a car accident lots of years ago, but her name was Imogene.
Yeah.
You're saying hi to Carrie.
Hi, everybody. If I say hi, my dog wants to kiss me.
Don't want dog kisses on the face.
No, somewhere else. I'm trying to.
Randy's a messing with you, Carrie.
Yep.
He says you're really old.
In 2 years, this year I'd be 58, Randy. In 2 years, I'd be 60.
where are you at today, Randy? Have you been driving where you're missing all this bad weather?
He's in Florida.
Florida, really? And you see that?
Because I saw him on the live last night telling everybody he's down in Florida.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Florida. I guess that's about as good as you can get. That there you go. He's in Florida. Well,
Because he goes on somebody's live and she's a good singer.
okay.
I was sitting there and listening.
All right.
But when I see somebody else's live, then I go right over.
Yeah, we had our own live last night, didn't we?
Yep.
When I finally decided it was time to do it, time to have one.
Yeah, I'm doing okay on my quilt. I figured something out, Rita. I know how to do triangles.
Oh, that's good.
And then if that doesn't work out, I have to put a piece in between. I know how to do that too.
Yeah, just keep practicing with it.
And no, it's because the windows were done. They put in new caulking and they didn't do it a good job. So the wind goes right through the caulking.
Oh my.
And if you live on the 7th floor in the building, it's worse.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a topping over top to kill the wind.
Mm-hmm.
So my balcony, I could get about 10 feet of snow on my balcony if it falls.
Yeah. The farm wife's fixing to go out to eat.
I had 2 sandwiches before 12 o'clock, so my stomach is still full.
Yeah, I fried some chicken, had chicken, mashed potatoes, broccoli and cheese sauce, and corn and turnip greens.
Yeah.
You know, we had a little, some of it was leftovers and some of it I cooked fresh.
So how are you going to get the baby to come closer to you guys?
We won't. It's a herd of beef cattle, so it won't. But Terry says that it's gotten used to him. So, there a day or two there, he'd go back there and he'd make it get up every morning when he'd go back there. But he said this morning it just jumped up on its own.
Oh, okay. So that milk did help.
Yeah, it did. Gave it enough strength till Mama could get it up and get taken care of it. Okay. But when he found it, it was under a little shrub that it kind of fell over and its head was wedged under and it couldn't get up for nothing. So,
whoa.
If he hadn't found it, it would have been a goner for sure.
Yeah. And then that got back in time for you to make that milk.
And then he stayed back there and worked with it till it got it to standing up, because it couldn't stand up on its own at first because it fought that shrub too long. So
yeah, I was praying for the cow, and I also been praying for Francis.
I got a question. Do people not put thumbs up buttons? I don't know if they do or don't.
Okay, it's only one thumb. That was mine.
One thumb. And I see 30-some people on here and one thumb up.
That was me. I just done it for 2 seconds.
I think Terry's gotten used to you. I think he has too, Randy. 40-some years. It's about time, ain't it? And they're happy for you because you're learning more.
Yeah. I've been all over on the quilt side of the internet now.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows you in the quilting community now, don't they?
Yeah. I added 2 more new ones on.
Okay. And I saw Nancy, our treasured home. I didn't know if I put it up there or not.
Oh, we got 25 thumbs now.
And Carrie, so glad you're learning another cool thing, technique, good for you. Keep it going. Yeah, keep on working on it because you've got the tools and got the fabric. So just have to keep practicing.
Yeah, I cut myself four triangles so far. I added to the blanket
Okay.
because I found out I was about 2 inches short.
Uh, Diane's cooking dinner and saw you were visiting. Yeah, I was just sitting here working on this and thought, why don't I just see if anybody else wants to visit?
Yeah, I'm glad that little calf is doing good.
Hmm.
Does he know if it's a boy or a girl?
He says it's a little boy. It's a little bull calf.
Oh wow!
So he's calling him tough.
Tough angel. There you go.
Yeah.
Tell Terry you got to put the angel on that.
I keep telling him that he's got to come on here and tell the story about finding it and how he would had to mess with it to get it up and going.
Yeah,
But he
you
hadn't
want
he hadn't agreed to yet. But he said in the mama cow that had it, she's pretty gentle. She's actually a half Jersey, a half milk cow, and I used to milk her. And he said he was down holding that calf up, and that cow would come and stick her head up under his arm and bellow to the calf.
Yeah,
But,
that's
but you couldn't do that with all of them. But she was used to him.
yeah. This is one of my That's the same story I could tell you
And,
about Lester and Jamie. He had his nephew had to go out with him to Lester and him had to go out to the field within the woods because that's where they have them.
mm-hmm.
And they wanted the mama and baby to get closer to the barn in case they have to
Yeah.
give it some needles or that. And Jake took off his shirt and he put the cowl around his neck and took him out of the
Yeah.
thick woods.
Yeah, Terry had took an old coat back there and throw it on this baby, but he said that mama didn't like that old coat on it, and she'd take her nose and root that coat off of it.
Hi, Gary.
Hello,
Hello.
Kathy.
How are y'all today?
We're good.
Man, this windstorm
Flying
is bad.
up here waiting for an ice storm tonight, which I don't want, but they say it's a coming.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to get rain after you get it.
After it comes through here.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, it's gotta go from
on our state map, they're showing the ice the heaviest right here in my county.
oh goodness.
I know.
Yeah, when Rita has it, when you have it, it's coming this way to Canada.
Yep. And they're saying hi to Kathy.
Hey, everybody.
My dog's playing with my other blanket on my bed. The bed's shaking, so the computer's bouncing up and down.
I used to have a little chihuahua that got in the bed with me, and she'll take her nose and get up under the covers and get all the way down at the foot of the bed. Sleep
Miss
there all night.
Yep, that's what Miss Muffet did last night. And then when she
Hmm.
was ready to curl up, she comes and put her head on the pillow beside my head. After.
My daughter has a dog and 2 cats that sleep with her.
Her bed's
Now,
full.
her dog is a service dog,
Oh.
and she is the smartest little thing.
Huh.
She's one of those doodles that's got all the little curls all over them.
Oh, I love those
Okay.
dogs.
She is so pretty.
Yeah, I have a gentleman friend I talk to. He does services dogs. He gets them as a puppy, then he works with them, and then when it's old enough, they leave. And then they give him another one to train.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
she's training hers, but she's going through um a special training place
Hmm.
to train hers. She's very smart.
Uh,
And she has her little shoes like Mona's uh dog has.
and they won't walk with them on. Did you see that? Did
well,
you see the video of her? Dog tries not to walk on her leg.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
I'm looking for a good picture to show y'all of her. Uh,
this is what she does
she,
too. She won't walk with her boots on.
yeah, now Sadie will. Her name is Sadie, and she will, but she walks like oh, oh, get on there, like Mona's dog did. It's
Yeah,
really funny when you watch her.
I think all dogs do. Well, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Can y'all read it?
yep.
Can y'all see her?
Let me make her bigger.
Let's see.
oh, oh, she's gorgeous.
She is. She's
Isn't she
real pretty.
pretty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her name is Sadie, and she's 1.5, I think.
Hmm.
Okay, you can make me little.
She's still pretty
Um,
young. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, she is. She's my daughter has kind of heart palpitations where, and she's only 33, where all of a sudden her heart would just start beating real, real fast. And so she got her to help her with that and with her anxiety.
Hmm.
And she's my daughter that's the nurse.
Oh. Okay.
And on the days that Mondays and Fridays, my oldest daughter keeps her. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, she's at, believe it or not, doggy daycare.
Doggy daycare.
Yep,
Doggy daycare.
yep, they have them here too.
Do they?
Yeah, but
Luckily, she doesn't have to pay for it because it's with the group where she got the dog from that's
Oh,
helping her train her. But
okay.
she is so smart, she can close the door after she comes in. She gets the clothes out of the dryer and brings them to my daughter.
Oh, wow.
And what else does she do? She, um, when my daughter is having an episode, she lets her know by telling her to sit down. She'll jump up at her, tell her to
Uh,
sit down, and then what else does she do? Um, oh, I can't remember all the stuff she does. But she's a smart little thing. She brings my daughter her keys
oh,
because
she,
she's got a keychain hooked on it to where the dog can pick it up, and she'll tell her to go get her keys, and she'll bring them to her.
I need a dog like that that'll find my lost stuff.
Yes, and that it's just amazing the stuff that she does. Um, very smart, and both of my daughters have her spoiled rotten.
I bet you she could tell her when the kennel's ready.
She could what?
She could tell her when the kettle's ready too by
Yeah,
listening
probably
to the
so.
whistle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
She tells her all kind of stuff. She is so smart, and my daughter has a little small, above raised bed garden, and she'll go out there, and in the summertime she went out there and pick stuff, and the dog would pick stuff and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
She loved picking a tomato and eating it. And right now she's got carrots planted and celery. And Sadie will she'll dig up a carrot and eat it.
Eat it well.
My dog, if I give him a carrot, he just turns around, walks away.
Wouldn't eat it.
No,
He'd eat it if I cooked it, but he won't eat a raw one.
Huh.
she will eat cooked ones.
She'll eat what?
The cooked ones.
Cooked ones.
Yeah.
That's the way my dog is. If it's cooked, he'll eat it.
She eats anything, but I know she can't have garlic. She's not supposed to have onions, and
y'all put Catching on your prayer list. She needs prayers. She's got some medical issues. So
I don't know if I know her.
I don't know how to say her name, but she could use our prayers.
Yep. Okay, I will say her tonight when I go and I do my prayers.
And I'm not really acquainted with her either, but she come by the other day and left a comment, and she needs our prayers.
Okay.
Yeah. And my other friend, who I watch, she does sewing, not sewing, but knitting, crocheting. She just lost her mom a couple days ago.
Aw, that's sad. Rita, you're fortunate to still have your mother.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's Catherine.
Catherine. Yeah, I will say some prayers for you tonight. That's what I like to do when I'm really relaxed. I do all my prayers for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. I think God got 125 people last night in my prayers.
Wow.
If you can't
That's
sleep,
a long time.
that's a good way to relax and fall asleep though while you're praying.
Yep. Oh, look at Leo. She's looking in the camera.
Hey, Leo, we see you. Yeah. Oh. She says, Mama, they're talking to me. Oh, she left.
My dog, he's gone to bed. My husband's gone overnight and or 2 nights. And when he left, he went and got on the bed. He pouts when he leaves.
Misses. Yeah.
He misses him and he doesn't really eat.
Oh, somebody's saying hello to you on the screen.
Hey, Leo. She heard her name.
She did.
Leo.
Who's calling me? Who's calling my name?
Leo.
Look that way. Look right there.
Where's your dog, Rita?
Down in the recliner asleep.
Okay.
Down in the chair asleep.
You hear somebody saying another doggy gone to bed and sleeping in the chair.
She is. It's a little bit warmer down there in that room. That's where the fire is.
Yeah, but you have 2 fire stoves, don't you? Don't you have 2 stoves?
Yeah, but I only burn the one. There's another one in one of those old Ashley heaters in the living room, but I hadn't put a fire in there in a long time. But I could if it got cold enough, I could build one in there.
Yeah.
You might want to do it tonight, Rita, in case
the power goes out.
Yep. And get cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to get real cold here. I think last night when I got up this morning, I think my husband said it was 12.
Yeah, It's -2 C's here.
Mm. I don't know what that is in
I don't either.
our temperatures in Fahrenheit.
But I think it's warmer than what we are down here, is what I think.
Yeah,
Because when I
because
go,
I
when
think 32 is
Freezing. It's freezing.
here is 0 Celsius or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how that works.
What hen is the best layer? I don't know. Probably them white leghorns would probably be the best, wouldn't they? Wouldn't you say?
My parents always liked white Leghorns and Rhode Island Reds.
yeah,
Yeah. And we've got a few little bannies around here and a few, well, the barred rocks, just cause they're just pretty. I just like having them around here. We went
Yeah, I
for so
wish I had
many,
a few chickens.
we went for so many years when we were contract poultry growers. We couldn't even have any down here. So now I'm enjoying having them down here in my yard.
Okay, why couldn't you have any down at your house?
Diseases and stuff. The
Oh, okay,
big company was worried about the diseases crossing over, so we couldn't.
okay.
but she's got a mean rooster.
And some of them ask
I
what I'm.
know.
This is a quilt I finished a while back, but I never finished the hem and the binding, so I'm working on the binding.
I think I remember you doing that one.
I sometimes they get laid back a long time before I get the binding sewed on there, and I
What are
think
you gonna do with what you gonna do with all them quilts?
I don't know. I don't know. Need to have another giveaway. I need to give some more to family. I just need to do something with them.
My husband asked me, he said, "Why make them?" He said, "You don't really need them." I said, "Because it's fun and I like it."
And I enjoy it. Me too.
Uh-huh. All he does is besides his yard work, he sits in here on his computer and plays games.
Hmm.
And he enjoys that.
Uh,
And I enjoy my sewing.
Yeah,
Catchings in south of Tampa and it's 38 degrees. That's cold for that area too. Cold all
Yeah.
over.
I
My
remember.
mother-in-law used to live in Bel Air Beach. But it was south of Tampa, right below Clearwater, right on the beach.
Hmm.
We used to go down there 3 or 4 times a year, and my middle daughter lived with her for one summer, and got to go swimming and go in the beach a lot because they had a pool there.
Uh,
But she moved back up here to Alabama and lived there for 20 years until she passed away 2 years ago, and she was 90 or 91, I forget.
hmm.
That was my mother-in-law.
Kim had barred rocks, Rhode Island Reds, white rocks. Started with 110 chicks, butchered all but 3 of the roosters, and wound up with 60 laying hens. That's a bunch.
Wow. I used to watch my mama wring the necks of chickens. And I said, I wouldn't ever do that.
We don't wring their necks. We take a chopping axe and chop their heads off. That's what we do.
Mama took their heads and put it in her hand and would just wring them, wring them, wring them, till the head come off, and then the chicken's body would be running around in the yard.
Yeah.
But none of us that seen it would eat the chicken when she cooked it. We wouldn't eat it.
Huh.
We'd say, we're not eating that chicken.
We named them all. Nope.
Yep, I wouldn't eat it.
Hello.
And I still, when we have food at church, our pastor is a big hunter. And he's all the time kidding us about he's going to bring in roadkill one day. I don't eat nothing he brings because I don't trust him. Mostly what he brings is deer, though,
Mm-hmm.
because they eat squirrel and deer and whatever else they get.
Mm-hmm. Pamela Eves, I've chopped many chicken heads off when I was younger. It's not a fun thing to do, but if I was hungry and needed chicken and didn't have any in the freezer, I could do it and have done it.
Yeah. That might have been why Mama killed those chickens, was so we could have something to eat. I don't know, because we were very poor.
Mhm.
I have this laptop in my lap and it's uncomfortable. I keep wiggling.
Okay, better get to the store. Come back and visit with us when you can, but you better get to the store too before the weather gets bad all over the South.
Yep. Please be careful.
And Pamela, I love chicken. You know, I love chicken. I do.
I love chicken more than beef.
We have to eat the roosters. Yeah, I've got too many roosters. I know y'all hear them crowing sometimes.
I
They should
like to hear
they
them,
should have went in the pot of dumplings a long time ago.
I
especially
love
that
them
mean one.
except that mean one. I don't like the mean one.
That mean one's calmed down just a little bit, but I tell you, there was a period of time there that the dog couldn't go outside.
Well, Heidi put her in her place. That's probably what
Mhm.
it is.
Boy, it was, but there was a
Hmm.
phase there that was bad. That little dog would go out there and look around for that rooster before she'd go any further. So,
Bless her heart.
Yeah, you hear that? Let the rooster went after a doggy.
That
yeah,
was funny when you showed that.
yeah, that's the way it was. Several times
Hmm.
I just happened to catch it that time. Yeah. And that little dog had to kind of just hold her down till she could run away.
I seen that. She did.
She did.
That
Right.
was funny.
And when she let her up, she had
I
Rooster came
know.
back after her. Yeah.
I know it.
Oh, bless you.
And Colby's here. Hi, Colby. And he
Hi,
said
Kobe.
hi to Carrie and everybody.
I'm surprised Sheila's not up here.
I know. Well, she was going to her friends today after church. Remember her telling
Oh,
that?
okay.
Yep.
I remember she said she was going to her friends. I
And
didn't
and,
remember
and I think it was right
when.
after church that she said she was going.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she said if we go live tonight, she might pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Frances, she may be resting.
And she may be. I saw her name earlier when we started, but I don't know where she's at now, but
Yeah. Yeah,
be.
she's got her son and all living with her now. So she
Mm-hmm.
may have her hands full.
Mm-hmm.
And her sick too.
Yeah.
And the grandson comes and sees the father.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandy's surprised Rusty Bucket's not here. I don't know where Rusty Bucket is. No church too in Teresa's area. I
Well, we
think
don't have any snow or rain here, so
they've
they
already called
didn't
the
cancel on
schools
us.
off for tomorrow just with this predicted ice storm.
Okay.
It's not even here yet. It's supposed to be here tonight, but they pretty much act like it's for sure coming.
Yeah, because on Friday some schools were canceled because of the bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because my friend who I watch, who does crocheting too, she's a teacher, and they had to call her saying, nope, don't come in on Thursday. Maybe Friday might be canceled.
Brandy says he's used to him telling me, but I remind him of his grandma. And I don't know if y'all watched my video this morning, but I remind myself of my grandma
You
anymore.
do look like your dad's mom.
What time did you put it up? Because I was at church till about 1:15.
This thing, we've only been on here 35 minutes, and I put it up 5 minutes before we came on. So
No, I'm talking about this morning. Is
that
this
morning video,
yeah.
no, 9-10 o'clock this morning.
Okay. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, you do look like your dad's mom.
And the older I get, the more I look like her. And my grandma wasn't the most prettiest woman either, but anyway, she was still grandma, but I look like her.
Have you showed a picture?
Hold on, let me see if I could find my grandparents' pictures and my mom and dad's picture. Hold on.
And Teresa's roads are still bad. Teresa, I've forgotten where you're at. Is it Illinois? Is Teresa in Illinois? And greetings from Fraulein. And Awkward Quilter, talk to you later. Sunday afternoons is hubby time. My hubby's out helping our son, so it's just me and the little doggy in the house, and the doggy's asleep. Teresa, you look like your dad's mom too. And my grandmas were both country ladies. They were country, all country through and through.
I may have to look for it, Rita. I can't remember.
When you find it, we'll be back on again someday, and you can show us.
I look like my mom.
That's Southwest Tennessee. I forget. I can't keep y'all. I'd move y'all around the country, and y'all don't even know it.
Look. My dog stole the TV changer.
Uh-oh.
You had that. You can't have that. Those are my keys.
Yeah, Carrie's wind finally stopped, and she was able to warm up.
Huh.
And there's Moon Boots. Hey, Moon Boots.
I remember having a pair of boots like that. My dad had a toe off.
Oh, you had some moon boots?
I had moon boots. And man, they were heavy. But you know what? I was safe with those on.
Uh-huh.
My first time in the snow with them.
I don't know where you're at either. I keep forgetting because I'm right above Alabama and Mississippi. I'm in west central Arkansas is where I'm at.
She must be up there close to Memphis. Memphis is right above Alabama, Mississippi, and all that in that corner.
I went to New Orleans, French Quarter.
Oh, okay. When'd you go down there?
Maybe 13, 14 years old. When I was 13, 14.
You went all the way to the other end of the state.
Yeah, with my parents.
Mm.
Because my dad's club called Scarborough Optimist Club, they had it all around the world.
Okay.
They met in hotels and have meetings.
Now, I'm going to correct Carrie here. Now, Carrie, do this math here. You went when you were 13 or 14. 13 or 14 years ago. If you subtract that don't come up to your age.
I was 14 years old when I went. 13 years old or 14.
Okay. But that's been 30 some years ago then too, right? Y'all to help me with that math.
Yeah. I'm old.
I'm confused. I have got to get a pencil and paper and write this down, subtract.
Because I was 29 when I lost.
Hey, Sue. Let's wave to Sue from.
Hi, Sue. I was 29 when I lost my mom, and then when we got her ashes at home, Dad buried her in February, and then he found out he had cancer, and then he had his last birthday with me back in 2003 in June. And then he had a pneumonia in July, and then I put him in the hospital, and then August the 8th, he passed away.
Hello, Marie.
Hello.
What you working on today?
I am working on.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty block.
I think I'm going to make a table runner.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. So how is everybody doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Good.
Considering it's cold winter time and we're complaining about the weather.
We had lots of rain, but we're not as cold as you ladies are. So I should not complain.
Well, that's right. You're where it's sunny California.
Yes.
And we've got freezing rain and snow and clouds and cold and ice and schools are closed because of it. And there's some of them around my area don't even have water because they left the water dripping. So many of them that it's run the tanks dry, so they've run out of water.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
But when it was so cold, they had to leave it dripping, and I guess everybody a dripping water run the water tanks dry.
Oh, that. How awful.
And we still have water here, but some places in the county.
Do you have county water or well water, Rita?
Well, my house has got the city water, but I have some wells that we get water from too. So.
Okay.
The animals get the well water, and then the house is pipe for the city water, municipal water, whatever. Everything's been so froze up that Terry has to go out and bust the water because he can't really run anymore because it's been so cold. Everything's been froze up.
Yeah. Even the pond where the cows drink?
Yes, it was froze over too.
How do you get that broken up?
Sometimes they would keep it broke up, but if they go out on a spot where it's not, they could fall through the ice and fall in.
Yeah. Can't get out.
Don't look at me like that.
Oh, your city's on the boil order. Oh, there's Mona. Hey, Mona.
Hi, Mona.
Hey. Hey, Mona.
You're going to hear her for a minute.
Diane used to work for International Paper, so she's been to Pine Bluff and Camden, Arkansas many times. But that's a ways from me. I'm not in that part of the state either. I'm missing some of you. There's Charlotte. That's a name I miss. Hey, Charlotte.
Hi.
And Maureen, Teresa, one part of the trip we rode through the Smokies. It was about 30 miles. It was beautiful. I was a little bit scared because some of it was very high up.
I love to go up there. We go up there every so often.
Does the road scare you?
No, I love it. Mm-mm. I like being up real high.
Uh,
But now I am scared of heights, but I love being up in the mountains.
mm.
But I'll get on an airplane and fly anytime.
Hmm.
I love flying.
Uh,
Hey, Charlotte.
She's underneath the covers now with me. She took the covers.
Keep her warm.
Yep. She wants to be underneath. I don't know why.
Dear husband's family members in Leachville, Arkansas, and mine in Piggott. Okay. So you got Arkansas connections, but I'm not familiar with either one of those towns. Heard of them, but I'm not familiar with any details about them.
Yeah, my favorite place to go up in the mountains is the Blue Ridge Parkway. I love it up there.
Hello, Kim.
Hi, Rita.
You look bundled up. Are you still
Well,
cold?
it's still cold. The temperature says it's like 31 degrees, but it's still cold.
Oh,
So
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting here sewing, and this is the first time that I have sat down and sewn since, it's been almost 8 months since I've
Oh,
done any sewing.
wow.
And this morning, it took me a while to get my sewing machine all set up and ready to go, but I got it done, and I have my big bag of strings and crumbs sitting here. And when I say big, I'm not kidding. This bag was from a king-sized comforter that a friend gave me, and
Huh.
it holds between 5 and 6 gallons, and it is packed as tight as I could get it.
Uh,
So it is definitely time to do some sewing. I'm just doing string blocks, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
yeah, those are pretty
I
put
love
together.
I love strings.
Okay.
And
Wow.
I
I'm
figure,
gonna go back out and come back in, Rita. I'll
Okay.
just
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you need to teach Carrie how to do that. Is that on a piece of paper? Do you do it on a
yeah,
piece of paper?
yeah.
Carrie, you ought to try that.
Carrie, it is so easy to do. I just took a bunch of old newspaper pieces. I get grocery ads every week. And so I just took them, and now I cut them into 9.5-inch squares. Most people recommend like 6.5 or 7-inch squares, but it's easier for me to work with the big ones because of the arthritis in my hands. And trying to do those little squares and cutting the narrower strips, it's just a pain. Sue, it's a 9.5-inch. That's what I'm comfortable with. And even Eric said last night on his live, he said, "My goodness, those are going to be big squares." I said, "Yeah, but it's what I'm the most comfortable with." And I've already made, oh my goodness, 4 quilts doing this. And so, and 2 of them are on my bed. One of them is my bedspread. And I thoroughly enjoy it. The only thing is, even with doing all of that, plus this top and the 2 others that I've done, it seems like the strings and crumbs are multiplying. So when I get done sewing, I zip the bag tightly and I put something on top of it. I don't want them escaping into any other room and multiplying more.
Well,
Because I think that's probably what they're doing. But I found something that I just really like doing, and I have stuck with it.
mm-hmm.
And usually when I tell people how many strings and stuff I've got, they're like, "How in the world did you get that?" Well, I'm a seamstress, and a lot of this came from clothing, and I just never threw stuff away. I had a great aunt that was a professional seamstress, and I was going through fabric one day that was stuffed clothing that I had made up. And I just had a bag sitting in my room. And she said, "What are you going to do with that fabric?" And I said, "I'm just going to throw it away." She said, "Don't you dare." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "Young lady, if you will give that to me," she said, "this is all stuff that you've made for you and your mom and your dad, right?" And I said, "Yeah, and a couple of friends." She said, "You give it to me, I'll turn it into a quilt for you." I said, "You have a deal." And I
Uh-huh.
have the quilt.
Uh-huh.
And so, but she had a big Bernina sewing machine. My great aunt was one of their spokespeople. And
Okay.
she's the reason that they have an automatic thread cutter on most of their machines now. She told them that that would be a great innovation and that they seriously needed to think about it, and that they also needed to start including an automatic threader. So they started doing that, and my great aunt is the one who gave them the suggestion for it.
Okay. That's interesting.
And since I couldn't afford a Bernina, I own two Husqvarna Vikings, but they were both gifts from my mom, so I will keep them and treasure them.
Oh yeah.
I'm
And
treasuring this one from Texas Angel sent me.
I think that is so neat, Carrie. And just you've got a nice little machine there.
She
And
does. Yeah.
This is how far I got the dog blanket.
is my machine too loud?
No,
Okay.
can't hardly hear it.
Oh, good. You know, this little one, this is Thelma.
Thelma.
And
Where's
I have
Louise?
Thelma and Louise. And Thelma is the quieter of the two. She is in 2002, this machine was the top of the line before you went into the big computerized and embroidery machines. And with a few added attachments, I would have everything that the big machines had except the embroidery. And so, but this was the first one that Mom bought me. Oh, Carrie, that's
Carrie.
looking good. That is looking good.
I even added a triangle.
Oh, cool. Can I give you a suggestion, dear?
Yeah.
If you will take your blocks and sew them into a long strip first, and then make another strip of the blocks and sew that onto your first one, it's a lot easier than trying to do what they call a Y seam.
Oh, okay.
And with your triangles, put two of them together and make a square.
Oh, okay.
Out of it. And it will be easier for you.
Okay.
Yeah, make two long pieces and then sew the two long pieces together on the long side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I did it, when I measured, I was about that much away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to stretch more material.
I did that too when I first started. And my great aunt was the one that said, "No, now just pay attention here. This is how you do it."
Yeah.
And she taught me more than I ever learned in a classroom where sewing was concerned.
Oh yeah.
And she made my wedding gown. I have had an original. Hello, John. I found two patterns that I liked portions of it, but I didn't like the whole thing. And so I knew my great aunt was going to do the work on it. So she said, "Well, you bring the patterns and we'll go from there." I said, "Well, all right." So she took my measurements and she said, "Now, what of the patterns do you like?" So I pulled out the pieces that I liked. She says, "Okay." She took my measurements sat down with a stack of newspapers, drew out the pattern, and started putting my dress together. And the first time that I tried it on, it fit perfectly. She didn't have to make any adjustments. And the only thing we had to do was hem it up. And she did a beautiful job. I used to be able to do things like that, but boy, I couldn't do it now if my life depended on it. I can't do the drawing part of it.
But I don't even want to make clothes anymore, though. That's out.
Actually, it's cheaper to buy them,
It is.
especially if you get them on
Yeah.
the clearance rack like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it up here because I have to watch my government.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to watch my pennies too. And because I went to Belk, when was it, Friday, and they had tons of name brand shirts on the clearance racks for $5 and $6, some $10.
You can't beat that.
No.
That's why I look for 3X. I take a 3X and I look for stuff on sale.
I have a lot of 3Xs that's getting too big for me, and I'm going down. Everything I'm buying now is 2Xs because everything's so big on me. Because I used to be 225 pounds, and now I'm down to 190.
I'm 210. I should be at 150, the doctor said. I'm going the opposite way.
Well, I've lost that, let's see, 25, 35 pounds. But it's been over the last probably 3 or 4 years.
If the winter wasn't scary for
Eating
me.
lots of vegetables and not a whole lot of meat and walking.
Up here, I have to be very careful when I'm walking the dogs because of the ice.
Yeah.
They don't put enough.
We don't have that problem here too much. Very seldom.
The city decided not to put salt down on side streets.
Oh my goodness.
Hello to Melanie Ferguson. How are you today?
Well, this time it wasn't the bobbin.
I may work on that new block tomorrow. I'll have to see.
I need to do that too. I haven't cut that one out yet.
I haven't either. I said I was going to wait because we was only supposed to find out about it tomorrow. So,
I haven't done the Arkansas Crossroads. I haven't done that one yet.
Oh my goodness. I made it last Monday. It's easy.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, but when I was sewing on those crosses and hearts, so I didn't switch off of that.
Well, that looks hard to me.
Seriously.
It's a lot of little pieces.
It's several little pieces, but I sure think it's going to be pretty when it's put together.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Hi,
Sheila. I wish that I had a printer here at home so that I could print a bunch of that stuff out, but I don't. So if I find a pattern that I really like and want to print it out, I have to go to the library. Well, if it's more than 3 or 4 pages, it can run into a lot of money to print a pattern out. So I've got several of them downloaded on my phone. And one of my girlfriends told me, she said, if you want to, she said, I've got a wireless printer at my house. And she is such an awesome friend. I don't know what I'd do without her a lot of times. And anyhow, she said, one of these days when I've got the time off from work, she said, I will come over and get you. She said, we'll just go to my house. And she said, we'll get all of that stuff printed. And she said, I've got the paper. She said, and we can just get all of those patterns printed. I said, are you sure you want to do that? She said, well, of course. And I said, Yolanda, you do realize that I have 60 or 70 patterns, and some of them are 3 or 4 or 5 pages? She said, I don't care. She said, when I buy printer paper, she said, I buy the entire, what they call an entire ream. She said, that's a bushel box full. And she said, there's like 10,000 sheets of paper in there. Trust me, I've got plenty of paper. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
You're sure you want to do it?
I'm just waiting for my worker to get me my new computer, and that way I could get my printer going.
There you go.
Because I have a wireless printer.
Now, when I get me, I've been looking at them, and my youngest daughter keeps telling me, well, Mom, of course, they live in a town not too awful far from me. They're about 2 hours away from me. And anyhow, she said, now, Mom, there's all kinds of pawn shops down here. And she said, Nathan and I can go into one of them and pick you up a printer for a little bit of nothing. I said, yeah, I know, but are they going to guarantee that it's going to work right? And she was real quiet for a minute, and she said, well, we can have them put it to the test right there in the store. I said, well, if you can do something like that, then that'll be okay. Oh, Thelma, you're about to upset me here. The thread keeps coming out of the needle. And there's no excuse for it. Thelma Lou, I don't know what your problem is.
And I see Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Hello, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
And Terry came in, so I muted and shut the camera off for a second in case y'all was wondering where I was.
That's okay. We knew something was up. I knew something was up when you did that.
He hides from the camera, so I helped him hide for just a minute.
Well, I'll see if I can sew another strip now and manage to keep the thread in this time.
When I have time tonight, when I lay out that thing, I'm picking up the 2 rows of colors for next row.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had it laying out, but Lil jumped up and made a mess of it.
Well, now, Carrie, she's checking out the design that you did. She's making sure that it's what she likes.
Yep.
It will be a Lil approved deal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I got another block done now.
Keeps sliding out of my lap, and I pull it back up.
And that means it's getting heavier. That's why it slides off.
Uh-huh.
Rita, I know you have the big long arm quilter, but do you ever hand quilt any of them?
No, I'm not going to hand quilt one. That would take me years and years. I'd probably never finish it.
Your binding on it, your binding always looks so pretty when you get them done.
Yeah, I like to do that binding by hand, unless it's just a baby quilt or something, a toddler quilt. Mm-hmm. Then it don't matter. But these others, I like to do them by hand. Do
you sew one side on with the machine and then hand quilt the other side, or do you do them both by hand?
No, let me find part of it. Can you see it? Part of it's by the machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I'll just flip it over and tack it, just slip stitch.
That's neat. That is awesome.
And it's not a bad sit down job to work on it.
No.
Where'd that needle go?
Oh,
Of course, I had a lady ask me one time, I was sitting doing some hand quilting at a hospital one time. My dad had to have surgery, and so I had taken a big quilt to work on, and was one that went to
Mama, this is one I
aunt of
finished a
mine.
while back, and I'm just now getting the binding stitched down. It's been sewed on there for a while, but I didn't finish it.
Ah,
So I picked up one of them unfinished projects to work on.
well, there's
Unfinished.
nothing wrong with that.
I've got a lot of unfinished.
Oh dear.
Mona finished a quilt today. And she's got
Oh,
like
that's awesome.
you guys will be some of the first people that'll know, Sheila. But I got an email this morning. My order had been confirmed. Just waiting to some of them to ship, and some of them won't ship until they come out later this summer, even.
Oh, on your fabric?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that is so awesome.
I'm excited about it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm excited about it.
Now, is Terry going to have to make you spots for ladies to park when they come to the quilting house?
There's a little bit of parking, so we won't have to do that right away. Because
Okay.
I'm out here rural. I don't expect my parking lot just to be cram packed full. I hope it is, but I don't expect that.
That's neat. Now, are you going to do that up at
At
where
the-
you're?
Yeah, up at the she shed where the quilt machine is.
Oh, that's going to be
it's
so
a little
neat.
it's a little 2-bedroom house, so it's not big, but it'll be big
Yeah,
enough.
that's
So
neat.
yeah, run for their money. You think be doing good if I sold out everything I buy? That'd be doing good for me.
Hey, Rita, you could display some of your quilts you've made and sell them.
I may try that. I may try
Yeah.
that.
Put some prices on it and see if somebody's interested.
You know, where my husband and I lived, and where we built our home here in Missouri, we weren't very far from an Amish store, and the ladies there would do quilts and hang them up, and they were just stunning. And of course, they were all done by hand. And they had one, it was just a full size, and it was all hand appliqued, hand quilted, absolutely gorgeous. And they had, I think it was $900 price tag on it. And when we left, of course, I was standing there looking at it, and my husband stepped up behind me and he said, "Don't get any ideas." I said, "About what?" He said, "About buying that." And I said, "Oh, I'm not."
And
I said,
Linda
"I'm
said,
looking at the way that it's made."
sell the chicken pattern, maybe. That's not my pattern, so I'm not going to sell something that's not mine.
There you go.
Vintage Quilt Magazine, just kind of. But I've never told anybody it was my pattern, and I've shared it with.
Well, I've got my fabrics picked out that I'm going to do my chicken quilt out of. So
And that reminds me, I still haven't sent you the bonnet.
Oh,
Here.
that's
Oh,
all
you-
right. That's all right.
if y'all ain't learned by now, I'm about scatterbrained as they come. But
So
No,
am I,
listen,
Rita.
you were busy, Rita. You had your male baby calf was born, and
no,
you had
I
twin
think
kids.
sometimes I think I just do what Rita wants to do and don't worry about anybody else is what I think sometimes. But
Then you will work on Carrie's block.
uh-huh.
Then a crazy card block.
Yes. Yeah. Mona's gonna go take a nap.
I
Now
can't do that. Take a nap during the day or I won't sleep at night.
now here in a few minutes I've got to go milk. Do y'all want me just to mute myself and shut off my camera and y'all keep talking or what you want to do? I
Well,
can go
Teresa Louise has a live coming on in a few minutes. So I will probably leave and go to that. But
right.
what I started to say was once I started quilting, my husband figured out why the Amish put the prices on their quilts that they did.
A
He
lot of
said,
work.
that's an awful lot of work, isn't it? And I said, well, yeah.
Yeah.
And when he saw the hours that it took, and of course, I made him one that I embroidered 9 blocks, and they were the big Jack Dempsey blocks that were the big 18 inches. And it took me just about 20 hours to hand embroider each block.
Wow.
And I did it while I made the top while I was working at Ben Franklin. So I got all of the supplies free. Well, the agreement was if I did it, it had to hang on display for 60 days and then I could keep it.
Oh, she's
So
on
that's what I
now.
did. And Rachel my youngest daughter has that quilt now.
Huh.
And it's a king size. And he was watching me and he said, I can understand why they are so expensive. He
Yeah.
said, that's an awful lot of work. And he said, what's the cost of the fabric? I said, in this one, like I'm doing you, I said, each one of these packages of the embroidery blocks is $9. Hi, Sheila.
Hey.
And I said, the rest of the fabric is about $6 a yard.
Are you home, Sheila? I thought you was going out of town.
I was, but I'm not now because us meeting with a cruise director, he's canceled and he'll just reschedule it sometime. Our weather is too iffy.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get rain and ice coming in tonight, so I was afraid of that. And at
Yeah.
my girlfriend's house, she's got 2 vehicles in the garage. I have to park in her driveway. Yeah,
It's supposed to get really bad.
so I decided not to do that. I probably need to stay home.
Yeah.
Even though but I just decided, now wasn't a good time for me to be on the road because you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
and the way that the storms move, you never know what direction they're going to take.
yeah.
That's true.
It's same as those not earthquakes, but the other thing.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, they go which way?
Yeah, we have them, but we don't get them till usually the month of May is when you have to really watch out in the springtime for them. But no, I don't like driving in ice either.
I don't blame you.
Nobody wants to drive nice.
So I just been working in the kitchen this morning. I did that egg custard like Rita showed. It was pretty good. I had one of them at lunch. I did them.
I'll have to try that. I love egg custard.
I went in my pantry and kind of rearranged some stuff and dusted some shelves and threw a few things away that were, expired. So Kind of
My
did all
husband
that.
just did that last week.
So I did all that.
We
Finding stuff,
found,
finding stuff I forgot I had.
yeah, we found 6 cans of tomatoes that were out of date that I got to use.
Yeah,
I already used 2 of them. I got 4 more to use.
yeah,
I told him I'd make us some macaroni and tomatoes one day.
yeah.
I hadn't had that in a long, long time.
Yeah, you need to use them up pretty quick because they say because of the acid in tomatoes.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Need to.
I said I'll have to use them pretty quick. I could take them out of the can and freeze them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I had thought about that.
could always do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a couple things. I had some nuts and some flour, and I put them in the freezer because they hadn't been open and it won't for a while. So kind of did that.
Susan, top. Can I tell you a secret? I bought it at Goodwill a few years ago.
Well, I'm telling you, my Goodwill here.
And I've had it a few years, but that's where it came from. So I think I might have gave $1 for it, if even that much. But
No,
You don't
here
have
red
I
shirts
got a
are
lot
$5,
of those from the store.
and a glass pie plate. Pie plate. I looked the other day; it was $8.
oh,
You could probably go to Walmart and get a brand new for that
for
price.
that, yeah, you probably could.
I did get these little glass custard cups. I got 6 for $4, so it wasn't too bad. And they say Pyrex on them, so
Now I muted Kim for just a minute. That machine was getting just a little loud, wasn't it? Just a little bit.
yeah, it was. I could really hear it. To me, it sounded like a screeching sound. Is what it sounded like. Well, I've got it all cut out in the morning. I'm gonna get up. Since I did so much in the kitchen today that I'll have enough tomorrow. I won't have to cook anything. And I'm gonna sew on that one. I forget the name of it, but Lisa did a pattern that she liked better than the one
You're
out
gonna
the Delaware
that,
one.
that Missouri puzzle, you're going to do it?
Yeah,
That's
and I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. But I got it cut out. But this time I got little pieces of paper like ABC and clipped to them.
when you start that heart and cross quilt, you'll need those little papers too to label all those pieces if you cut them ahead of time. I'm pretty bad not to cut the whole quilt ahead of time and just cut pieces along. But
Yeah, I'll probably do that with that. But with this, I need to do the whole quilt block and see what I can do with it. So, and I'm so irritated. I had this labeler I've had forever. Well, it ran out of the little cartridge that has the tape on it. So I ordered the exact same one for Amazon. Will it work? No.
no,
But it
uh-oh.
advance it. And they sent a box for this little bitty cartridge. It was ridiculous what they sent.
Huh.
So, but they're going to refund my money, but I just got to take it back, you know.
Yeah, just the hassle of sending it back and having to.
And I hate to get another one from them because if this one didn't work, maybe that one won't. So we'll have to wait till I go into Walmart. But I want to do some more labels on some of my quilting that I'm organizing and stuff. But I ran out of my tape. Who's above Kim?
Let me. That's Marie
Silva. I don't think I've ever met her.
And she's in sunny California.
Oh.
Well, we're all fussing with all this winter weather. She got good weather.
Oh,
And you know what? When it gets hot, we'll start fussing again.
yeah,
We
they know it's so
we
hot.
will, for sure.
Yes.
Wish it would rain. We're so dry. We're having a drought.
Yes.
100 and something
Yes.
degrees.
We can't ever be happy.
Well,
Uh-uh.
it's 33, which I mean, it's still above freezing right now. Gonna get down to 20, which is not that low because it's been down to 5 and 10.
Well,
The-
We're
I'm
40 and
Sheila.
sunny.
Sheila. Here
Uh-huh.
it's -2 C.
Ooh, did you stay warm last night?
Yeah, the wind finally stopped.
Did it? Well, good.
I was in the heavy pajama bottoms and
And Darlene was asking when you were going to your friends, but you can tell
Yeah,
you.
I was supposed to go today, but I told her I wasn't coming because of the weather
Yeah,
being.
we're under the winter
Yeah,
storm
I was
already.
looking at Clarksville here and it says you're under an ice storm warning
Uh-huh.
and you're going to get down to 15. So it's going to be a little bit cooler your way than mine.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
Monday, it says you got 90% chance of rain. So,
Freezing rain, yeah.
yeah, so that's. I don't mind winter, but I just don't like it getting this low and staying this low.
And I know it.
Yeah.
I hope we all don't get over 100.
Me too.
Like
Y'all
100
don't get that hot
degrees.
up there, Carrie. Do y'all get that hot up there?
We only have it maybe 2 or 3 days, like 100. Then it goes down to 60 to 70.
It says you
That's
got 42 people watching.
huh. That's a bunch. I didn't see that many.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the heat's on, but it's the wind last night going through the windows.
Mm.
These apartments were built back in 1970s.
Mhm. Probably don't have much insulation, I bet.
No,
Company Cam is a photo-based job site documentation app for contractors and pros.
What was that?
It was my phone.
He didn't want you to be lonely.
No, I'm enjoying my quiet. My husband's gone for
Yeah.
a couple of days, and it's quiet in here.
And her
Because
dog's
usually he's just a jabbering.
Yeah.
her dog
Do you ever
pouting
go
because
with
she's
him?
gone.
Do I?
Do you ever go with him?
When he goes on his mission trips, I
Mhm.
will go like one day. I
Well,
can't stay overnight because of the dog. And we
yeah.
can't take the dog because hotels won't let him stay because he's so big.
Hmm.
Huh.
There's a weight limit,
Uh,
Oh, okay.
huh.
and because he's uh 90 pounds,
Oh,
86 to 90 pounds, right in that range. And there's a weight limit on a lot of the hotels.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I know some of them do allow animals. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah. Yeah, some do. But I just stay here with him. And my arthritis won't let me uh drive for hours and hours like he
Yeah.
likes to do. He could
Yeah.
stay on the road 10 or 12 hours. You know, that's what he used to do for a living when he drove.
I've done that, but I'm at the point I don't have to do that anymore, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
In
It
fact,
it just
last
hurt my
spring,
arthritis.
last spring, um, let's see, from Memphis, Tennessee to Millersburg, Ohio, which is pretty far. I only stayed one night and then I went on in the next day, and I'm not going to do that this next time. It was pushing it a little bit.
Well,
So
I went
split it up.
last year. He stayed here with the dog, and I went last year for 10 days
Mm-hmm.
to Philadelphia with my daughter, and we drove
Uh-huh.
from Georgia up there, and we stayed several nights, 2 nights in the hotel, but it like killed me. And I told her that our second night, I told her, I said, we need to go in and get somewhere for me to stay because I got to lay down.
Yeah.
My back was hurting so bad.
Well, before
Because
when
I
I
have that,
worked, I was really pushing it, on trips because I only had so much time off. But now I don't have to do that. So I'm backing off. Like after I do about 600 a day, I'm usually done, you know.
yeah.
So I don't have to do that much now. So
Oh, he'll stay out there 10 or 12 hours a day just driving, and I can't stand it.
yeah.
You got to stop every few hours so I
Yeah.
can walk
I get out
around.
every couple hours, usually at a rest stop, go to the restroom, and then kind
Yeah,
of around on the sidewalks and kind of do
yeah.
that. That'd
I
be much
just,
better.
my back just won't let me. I have that degenerative disc disease and then
Yeah.
already had surgery on it once 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and didn't help much. It did at first, but now it's back hurting real bad again.
Yeah.
I can just sweep my kitchen and dining room, and it'll be hurting so bad I have to sit down and put heat on it.
Oh, yeah. Well, one time I drove from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and I stopped, got gas and to eat, but besides that, I went on and I was 100 miles this side of Nashville, Tennessee, all in one day. By the
Wow,
time I got out, my pelvis was numb from sitting.
I bet.
I just had to walk and walk and walk around. And I'm like, I'm not doing
Yeah,
this anymore.
I just don't see how my husband did it, but
Yeah,
that's how we made our living, you know? It's him
yeah,
driving.
yeah,
Jane says I'm an are we there yet person. She don't like traveling.
Yeah, yeah. Now I love to go,
yeah.
but
I enjoy
my
it, but this
body,
time I plan on doing a lot more sightseeing. I've
yeah,
already
my
made a
body
list of
don't want to travel.
places.
And cruising, I love cruising.
Yeah, but we're doing that. I'm thinking in end of September we're supposed to.
I
Yeah,
speak on all the time, Jane.
last time I went on a cruise was when me and my sister went to Hawaii.
Uh huh.
And she's been on 3 or 4 since then, but I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't been on one in quite a while, so
Yeah.
I told my friend I'd go.
What cruise line you going on?
Holland,
Oh, Holland? I had
so
never
we're
been on
going to
it.
Canada and New England. I was on Holland on the last cruise when we went to Alaska about 5 years ago, I'd say,
Yeah.
and it was nice.
Okay. I've never been on Holland. I've been on
Yeah,
Norwegian and Royal Caribbean.
yeah. And that Royal Caribbean's really nice. I've been on it about four.
Mm-hmm. I love Royal Caribbean.
So
Did the Norwegian one take you up north too? Is that where that cruise was, Kathy?
No, the Norwegian cruise was in Hawaii,
Oh.
and then the Royal Caribbean was in the Caribbean.
yeah, I did both ways of the Caribbean, both sides. Like east and west.
Mm-hmm.
I did that then.
When I went to Hawaii, I did, when we went on the cruise, we went to all 4 of the islands that they let you go on.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, I've never been.
Oh, it was
No, you
wonderful.
have to go. Put that on your bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always said I wanted to go, and my sister told me, she said she wanted to go to Europe, and I said, well, I don't really care too much about going to Paris and
Mm-hmm.
all that. And she said, well, what about Hawaii? I want to go to Hawaii too. And I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an older car. I sold it to help pay for my trip.
Yeah.
And then I did some house cleaning for my daughter, and she paid me to get some little extra money.
Yeah.
And I finally got enough, and me and my husband, we paid for my um, airline ticket, and it was a bunch.
Yeah.
And but we made it. We were there 13 days and loved it. Just me and her.
Yeah. Well, good.
It was wonderful. And if anybody goes over there, that's what I'd recommend is the cruise.
Yeah. Now, there's a girl who's on YouTube who sews a lot, and she goes by T Quilts. I know she's out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, I've
She's
seen
on a
her
cruise. She's
YouTubes.
on a cruise right now to Hawaii, but she's also going to do some sewing on it. Also,
Okay.
it was like a 10-day cruise or something like that. It was like, or
Mhm.
maybe 2 weeks. I don't
That's
know.
what ours was.
Quite a
Was
while,
a
but she
10-day
said that's
cruise.
just her time away.
Yeah.
From the business, because she has an Etsy shop and she does sets up about every 2 years. She'll do a big quilt retreat,
Mhm.
and so she does that.
Well, I'm hoping me and my daughter and son-in-law and granddaughter will go on a cruise. He had a bad wreck back in September and is just now fixing to go back to work next week.
My goodness.
Uh, After his accident, he had a real bad concussion. He
Mm-hmm.
was rear-ended in the back, turning in his subdivision on the way home from work. And
Almost home. Yeah.
he was hit by a 17-year-old going 60 miles an hour
Mm-hmm.
and totaled his car, and he couldn't drive for several months.
Mm-hmm.
And
One time, I was at a stop sign, and there was a hospital across the street, and this young kid was in a truck in front of me, and I seen him backing up, and I don't know why I didn't honk my horn. I was just in daze what he was doing. But he was backing up so that this lady who had a baby in a stroller could, go in front of him. But he didn't even look. He just bam and hit the
Wow.
front of me. But
mm,
I exchanged information and all that, and ended up he didn't have a current driver's license. It ended up, and so I had to file it with my insurance. But then they went, after him, and it was a long
yeah,
day.
I don't
I'm like,
know
you don't even
what's
look.
I don't know what's going to come out with my daughters because they had to get an attorney
Yeah,
um because the other insurance didn't want to comply, so
yeah,
they had to get an attorney. So I don't know
yeah. Sometimes you
what's
have,
going to happen.
yeah,
So she did tell me the other day that the insurance finally paid for his car. They
yeah,
totaled it, and they got their deductible back from their insurance company.
yeah,
So I don't know how much longer it's going to be on a settlement or anything, but
yeah.
um,
Well, this kid, then he kept calling, wanting me to do something, sign some paperwork so he could get his, driver's license. And so I called my insurance company, and they says, don't sign anything, don't talk to him, just refer him to us. We will handle it all.
yeah.
So that's what I did. But he was trying to get his driver's license, but he couldn't because they were expired before and he'd been in a wreck. So
Mm.
And I asked, well, where's your parents? Are they coming? Oh no, they're in Germany. They left
Oh
us
my goodness.
and they left a 17-year-old at home by himself.
Well, I've known people to do that.
Oh,
Nowadays,
yeah.
people don't do like when I was
I know
coming
he's
up. My
driving, but
parents
still
never
not
left
very
us.
responsible for you to be out of the country, both of them.
Yeah, it's unreal, and leave your child at home.
I know. So I don't know, but yeah,
People do that nowadays. Where did Rita go?
Oh, she had to step away.
I think she had to step away. Maybe Terry was there, or maybe she had to answer her phone or something. She'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll be back. So
Okay, guys, how do you like those?
yeah,
Yep,
that's
looks
pretty.
good, Terry.
Looks good.
Now,
I'm adding some new colors to it.
I am going to have to leave
Okay.
for a few minutes, so you guys decide if you want me to leave it running and just shut off my camera and microphone. I'm good either way, whatever y'all want to do. But I've got to go milk the cow.
Okay. Well, I think I'll get off
Yeah,
and
I think I'm ready to go.
I'm not trying to run you off, but I've got to go do some
that's okay.
chores. Oh,
For too long, it'll be dark.
it will. It's
Yes.
4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
It's 5
So you
o'clock
probably
here.
need to go.
Well, you wrap up good, Rita. It's cold out
I'm
there.
going to. I'm going to bundle up because it's cold out there. And it
Yeah.
clouded up about noon, and it's just been cloudy. Barely did have any sunshine today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rita, I added the 2 new colors so far.
Oh, good.
All right. Looks good, Carrie. All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
If we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow
Bye.
night.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, all.
Bye.